This Ballooncast episode is based on a TED Talk called How to Know If It's Time to Change Careers, delivered by Chi Wang, who's the co-founder and CEO of Boxed.com. The title is Changing Careers, Levels, Pre-Intermediate Up. I was not one of those kids who knew exactly what they wanted to do when growing up. In the last 15 years of my career, I've been an English teacher, attorney, video game creator, and now a toilet paper salesman, selling millions of rolls of toilet paper a year. Life is about finding the intersection of what you really, really love with what you're really, really good at. As simple as it sounds, it's really not that easy to find. After a brief stint as an English teacher, I went to law school and ended up becoming an attorney at a big law firm here in New York City. Like most Americans, for the next 2-3 years, I was holding on to my job for dear life, working late hours at a job that I thought maybe I was good at, but certainly not one that I absolutely loved. I then came upon the epiphany that it takes years to become an expert at something, if not tens of thousands of hours. I honestly didn't have a lot of time to waste. This talk isn't for those looking to quit their job because they don't like their boss or they had a long day at work. This is for those that are ready to make the terrifying leap into a brand new career. So as you think about making a career change, here are a few tips I hope you consider and a few things I've picked up along the way. 3 things to think about. First, there are 3 things to think about before you're ready to move on. Number 1, professional life is about learning. If you're not even interested in learning anymore, that's a huge red flag that there might not be a future for you in that industry. Number 2, career changes are often gut-driven. If you constantly have sleepless nights when you are wide awake staring at the ceiling thinking, "Oh man, I can't live with myself if I never try to make this change or if I don't even actually investigate it," then trust your gut. It might be the time for that career change. On the flip side, one reason not to move on is short-term pain. If you don't like your boss or people at the office are grating on you, that's actually not a good reason to absolutely change your career, because when you do change a career, you generally have to start from the bottom, and you'll probably feel a lot of short-term pain, whether it's through a lack of salary or lack of a title. Pain at any job is inevitable. 3 things to do immediately. So now you are convinced that it's time to change your career. Then there are 3 things to do immediately. First, network, network, network. No one ever builds a career without a good mentor or a good support network. What I mean by networking is getting all the great advice that you can possibly get. Technology has made it so simple to reach out to new people to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about making a career change. Do you have just 5 minutes to chat with me?" That passion, hunger, and ability to be a sponge really attract awesome mentors and people willing to give you their time to give you some good advice. So go out there and meet new people. The second thing you need to do immediately is to shore up your finances. The reality is, when you change your career, you'll either start with a job with a lower title or lower pay, or maybe even no pay, especially if you're starting your own business. So going out there and making sure your finances are in order to make the transition less painful is really, really important. Personally, as I transitioned from being an attorney over to a video game creator, I wanted to have at least 6 to 12 months of personal runway in the bank. 6 to 12 months might not be the right number for you, but be honest with yourself on what your number should be. Number 3, if you're not ready to make the full jump right at this moment, then get your side hustle on. Side hustles could be anything from volunteer with an organization that's in the new industry you want to go into, to starting your business part-time on the weekends. It's a free way to get a taste to see if you do love something. 3 things you should think about doing right now. So you are ready to make a move, or maybe you already made the move. Here are 3 things you should think about doing right now. 1, Do not, I repeat, do not burn bridges. You spent years building those bridges. Why burn them now? The world is such a small place, especially with all these online platforms that, believe me, you'll see these people again and probably in the most inopportune times. Number 2, take stock of what you've learned in your previous career or careers. Most likely, a lot of those things are applicable to your new job and your new career, whether it's interacting with people, playing on a team, or dealing with jerks and schmucks. All those things are universally applicable. You'll find jerks no matter what industry you're in. No one's immune to it. Everyone's got to figure it out, and you probably know how to do it already. Lastly, when you start your new job, you are going to be nervous. But don't worry, take a deep breath, because this is what I want to tell you. You're part of a new team now, and everyone around you is rooting for your success because your success is their success. So, welcome to your new career.